All right, let's talk about testosterone and body fat. So a lot of people think that if you get very lean, your testosterone levels are going to plummet. And yes, that can be the case, but in actuality, there's lots of people that are very, very lean that maintain high levels of testosterone. I've maintained a very high level of testosterone, and I've also kept my body fat in single digit. You can debate whether it's 9% or 6%. I've done DEXs at 6. Regardless, call it 8. I've maintained high testosterone and a low body fat. So women actually, if they get too lean, they see some serious hormonal implications. They can lose their period, they can lose their fertility. But for men, you can actually be very lean and have high levels of testosterone. Now, of course, how you get lean matters. So a lot of guys that are doing shows, they do extreme diets, they're in an extended calorie deficit, they cut down their carbs too much, which impairs testosterone function, or they cut out their fat. Either of those options are really bad, and they just hammer themselves to get lean. They do excess cardio, and there's an imbalance of how many calories they're taking in and how much movement they're doing, and they shut down their hormonal function. Now, if you cut correctly and you do it slowly and methodically, especially when you're cutting below 12% body fat, you get in enough carbs, you get enough protein, you focus on just losing, half a pound a week, 2-3 pounds a month. You get to a good level of leanness, maybe it's 9-10%, you hold it for a month, you eat at maintenance, you get your body feeling good again, you cut a little bit more, and then you end up around 7-8. You can actually maintain very high testosterone levels while being very lean. In fact, a lot of athletes, if you look at Michael Jordan, you could tell by 1 second this guy was powered with high amounts of free testosterone. He maintained a very, very lean physique throughout his professional basketball career. It did not impair him, but he wasn't trying to diet and cut his calories down. So you have to get lean very methodically. You gotta coax yourself lean. You have to get in the correct balance of proteins, fats, and carbs. Even if you look at gymnasts, they stay very, very lean, but they're not trying to kill themselves. The only people that seem to have, issues with high testosterone and being lean are people that are really trying to diet hard. If you're trying to diet hard, you're gonna get issues. Now, of course, if you're trying to get to contest level of leanness, yes, you're gonna see a complete drop in testosterone. If you're trying to get stage ready or you're completely shredded and sliced. But if you're just trying to maintain that movie star look where you see guys like Chris Evans, Ryan Reynolds, Daniel Craig, you can maintain very high testosterone levels with solid levels of leanness. In fact, body fat, your waistline, is actually inversely correlated with testosterone. The bigger your waistline is, the lower your testosterone levels are. So you actually want to get lean to have very good levels of testosterone. Just as you get to 12%, you want to take it slowly and cut slow. You don't want to rush the process. You want to get enough proteins, fats, and carbs. You want to do lots of walking, lifting. You don't want to be doing tons of cardio all day long, trying to kill yourself to lose 2 pounds a week. That is a losing proposition. At the limit, if you gain a lot of fat, you become obese, you increase your risk of having hypogonadism. Some people that are obese, they're like, my body won't produce testosterone anymore, I need TRT. No, you just have to get lean and do it correctly, and your body can bounce back. Most people jumping on TRT should not be doing it. You do not need it. You can maintain with the correct steps very high, healthy levels of total and free testosterone. Just most men are doing everything to actually shut down their testosterone production. The goal, the highest quality of life, is being able to get your body to produce high levels of testosterone naturally, getting your body to a high 17, 18, 21, 22 nanogram per deciliter free testosterone. If you can do that, you're in a very good spot. The ideal situation is not having to inject yourself on TRT for the rest of your life, because once you go down that road, it's very hard to go back. So I believe most men in their 20s, 30s, and 40s can maintain very healthy levels of testosterone. Now, there is a drawback to jumping on TRT. It can really mess and hurt your fertility. So if you're planning on having children, it can become a lot harder. Now, sure, there's probably some fertility drugs you can take to get around that, but really, ideally, you want to be getting your testosterone levels to where you want to be naturally. Now, at a certain point, your testosterone levels do fall. It's not really in your 30s. It's more so as you enter your 50s and 60s, it can become harder to have high levels of testosterone. Now, I do know, and I have some clients that are using Mojo that are 55 that have really good levels. They're in the 600-700s, which is awesome. So my point is, the only people that should be using TRT are people that have a genuine health issue. They've tried all the correct steps to get their total and free T to a good place. They've put in genuine effort, and for a medical reason, their body cannot produce testosterone. I know countless people that had health issues that were able to bounce back naturally, get their testosterone to a great place naturally because they did not want to go down TRT. But if you've had brutal concussions, if you've had a serious injury to your family jewels, if you've blasted roids in your teens and 20s and your body's not coming back, any of these issues where you've tried everything, maybe you got some genetic reason, if you put genuine effort and your body cannot bounce back, then it makes sense to look at TRT if that can improve your quality of life. And of course, if you're 60 and you've done correct steps, but you found that your T levels have dropped a lot and you wanna get them back to where you should be in your 20s and 30s, then that is a use case that makes sense. When you're 50 plus, or if you have some serious health issue, but everyone else, the highest quality of life is really to build your testosterone levels up naturally. And I've got my testosterone levels checked when I was 20, 22, 25, and my T levels are actually higher now, well, also thanks to the Mojo, but they're higher now at 31 than when I was 22. So you can, if you do the right steps, you can maintain very high levels of T, at least in your 30s, if not your early 40s, so you do not need to be jumping on TRT. Do the right steps.